5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
You thought I was feeling you? I'm just drinking my punch. That there is a Kids Bop version of Ice Spice Feeling You. I don't know if it actually is. I should probably. I should have maybe got up the actual one and been like, oh, what is the actual? No. Kids Bop doing God's work. You know. I don't know if there's a world in which Kids Bop works or makes sense or it would ever be needed. Like, in what situation are you so desperate for your kids not to listen to normal whatever music? Like, they're never. Like, if you're really against your kids listening to that music, right, which would make sense, I suppose. Like, it's just uncomfortable if you hear like your child or like a younger sibling singing like WAP. You know what I mean? It's just like, even if you don't get what you're saying, it's just like, stop saying that. Then just like play other music, you know, play Ed Sheeran, Dancing in the Dark. You know what I mean? Play Ed Sheeran, Shape of You. You know? Play Stormzy and Ed Sheeran, Take Me Back to London. They're pretty safe stuff. You know, you're going to be pretty safe with Ed Sheeran song. Play like Adele, Easy on Me. You know? What about a little bit of O-Rod? Olivia Rodrigo, Good For You. I actually got something to say about Olivia Rodrigo. That's what you call. That's what us in the show business call a segue. Anyway, I didn't start this properly. Wait, let me try and remember all the different lanes I'm going down. Kids Bop and Olivia Rodrigo. Okay, this is a pod a day, which is what it says on the tin on the YouTube title. One of these a day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we ain't missed yet. Because this is number 38. And we're going till death. As Buzz Lightyear once said, infinity and beyond. Someone want to let Buzz Lightyear know there is no beyond. Infinity is the beyond, mate. Fucking amateur. Where's we going with this? Right, yeah, so we do this daily and whatever, and it's just a nice little chat. Oh my god, there's so many things I've got to get through before I can even get to my topics. I'll also give you like a quote from a famous actor. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're just funny. And you got to try and guess who it is. I'll tell you at the end. Today's quote is, in this life, it's not what you want. I fucked it again already. I did this like a couple days ago, just got it wrong. Hate when I don't read it in a nice smooth way. God, this is already so much better than yesterday's one. Yesterday's podcast sucked ass. Anyway, in this life, it's not what you hope for. It's not what you deserve. It's what you take. Okay. My guess is Thanos, but we'll see. I'll tell you that later. Anyway, so we had, Kids Bop. It's like weird. It's like, because in my head, like they listen. Let's just go with Ice Spice still. So it's like, don't. Wait, how's it go? You thought I was feeding you? No, I'm drinking my punch. And my kids are like singing the Kids Pop version, like jumping up and down. In my head, like the real lyrics are still just filtering through. So if I care that much, all I know is that they're just going to be like, later on, they're going to be on their little iPad or the little whatever, the little device, because you can't. It's just current day, you can't not let kids have that type of stuff. So then they're just going to be on it and be like, oh, I want to listen to my favourite song by whoever, Ice Spice, Kids Bop, whoever, they sing it, Feeling You, and you type it into YouTube and then you get the real one, and then your whole life changes, you know? People go on about the experience when they saw like whatever Britney Spears song for the first time. At a particular point in the video, it's like, whoa, like that whole life just imploded. Times that by 400, watching Ice Spice do her signature move on your, you know what I mean? So like, I just don't understand the whole Kids Bop thing. And also, oh my god, And they need to stop, because they did it for that Ice Spice song, I think. Have they not learned their lesson? Because I remember they did it, like, they do it for, like, normal songs. Okay, it's fair enough, and you want to basically... Firstly, just go for the clean version, find that and play that for them. But if not, you want to do this Kids Bop thing. I remember when Kids Bop did it for, like, WAP. Cardi B and all the others. Well, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. And, like, oh my God. I swear the guy, like... Long story short, the guy made the lyrics... got a bunch of backlash because like you can't really change the song. Like he changed the lyrics, but it just sounds like I can't remember what they were. I should have brought it up, but whatever you change it to, it just sounds like an innuendo for what you're still trying to say. Anyway, it was just weird, and obviously the kids were doing the music video, and you got a bunch of backlash, and you took the song down, and then you had like a meltdown, breakdown, like Jesus Christ, what am I doing with my life? I don't know if he killed himself, but he ran his car off a bridge. I don't care. I love it. But he sang the Kids Bop version when he did it. But he had a mental breakdown. He just went mad. He was like, what am I doing? Like, spiraling, like, Kids Bop, this is my life. This is what I do. Unless that was all just, like, made up, which is likely. Anyway, that was Kids Bop. I mentioned Olivia Rodrigo just then. I saw her on Twitter today, and it was so true, right? Picture of Olivia Rodrigo, and it was like, No. The caption was like a picture of her. And then, by the way, Olivia Rodrigo is probably like 21, right? 22. Max 22. She could easily still be like 20. And the caption said, nah, we seriously not gonna not talk about this fall off, are we? Like, come on. As if like, no, we're not letting you get away with it. Which, first of all, the quote tweet was like, said... Wow, you don't even get 6 months to breathe now. Which, if that's how long it's been since her last big song or album or whatever, then yeah, exactly. Like, by the way, I think there's a stain on this jumper, which if anyone can see it, just gotta say I notice it. It's because I usually paint, not like arty paint. When you gotta do like DIY painting and shit, I do it in this. Anyway, yeah. So, firstly, if it was 6 months ago, which, by the way, if you're like a musical artist, yeah, like you can only drop an album so quick. You know what I mean? Like Brockhampton, they did like 3 in a year. I'm sure bigger artists have done stuff like that, but I listen to Brockhampton, so that's my reference. But like, usually it's like 1 a year, 1 every other year or something. You can only be so popping in that like time in between, and like. 6 months isn't even a long time ago. Another factor. 6 months, not even long ago. Second of all, what has Frank Ocean fallen off a fucking cliff then too? Because I don't remember the last time he dropped something. Like, such a weird point. Imagine being like, oh, Kendrick. Can we talk about Kendrick's demise real quick, please? Because like, guy, Broski hasn't dropped. Someone's where's all the top tens, Kendrick? Huh? Where's all the new top 10s? L plus ratio. And it's like, well, you can't have top 10s if you're not releasing. And 6 months isn't long. That's the first thing. Second thing is, she's literally like 20. It's not like, hey, look at this picture. Oh, this is going to make you feel old. Remember who this is? This is Olivia Rodrigo, and now she's 50 years in the future, and she's like some old woman working in Walmart. Which, by the way, even if that was the case, that's fine. But then find this picture and being like, this is where she is now. Feel old yet? But no, it's been 6 months. She's like 20 still. And the guy who tweeted that's probably like 29, scratching his balls. Or vaginal area if it's a woman. Let's not be sexist here. That was a really vivid imagery. I'm just... what am I doing? Anyway. That was... I'm not... God, I always do that, I notice. Awkward laugh like oh fuck, it's not like a laugh like I'm finding genuine joy. That's leading me on to another thing, but let me finish this thing first. Olivia Rodrigo, like so that's the second point. She's only like, by some people's views, still a child, but she's not, she's an adult. But by a 50-year-old person, they'd be like, she is just a child. And also, right, so even if she was older, even if she had released music and it had all just tanked, like her last 3 albums all tanked, and she had fallen off, why can't we let people get away with that? He's like, it's not like you're being like, oh, no, guys, no one's speaking about this. this celebrity here or there is like a criminal, child predator, and we're just letting them get away with it. No one's talking about it. You know, no one's called them out. No one's trying to get them cancelled online, which will then lead to them getting like incarcerated in real life or something. Like I see this clip the other day, like, why is Brad Pitt allowed to beat up his wife and everyone just loves him still? I don't know what was going on with that Brad Pitt. All I know is I like Brad Pitt as an actor, and I've seen him in interviews recently, and he's a lot more it's funny I'm saying this after I just said the wife beating thing, but he's a lot more likable than I thought he'd ever be. I've never listened to him in an interview before. So yeah, maybe it's a bad time to be getting on the Brad Pitt hype train, but I'm choo choo. But anyway, the clip was like talking about how are we gonna let Brad Pitt get away with this or whatever, when it's like you don't just get to be charming and get away with stuff. And it's like, okay, at least whether you're right or wrong or whatever your like social, like whatever your halo around my head, I gotta hold the world accountable tweet was about whatever your reasoning, at least what you're saying kind of makes sense. It comes from a place that makes sense. Being like, no, we can't let Olivia Rodrigo get away with falling off. No one falls off and doesn't get clowned on, doesn't get laughed at. Who hurt you, man? Who hurt you? It's like, was somebody laughing at like your favorite artist that you have? That, what's it called when you feel like you have a relationship with someone you never met because you feel close to them through their art? Like a social relationship, parasocial relationship. Did you see someone taking shots at one of your favorite artists who you have a parasocial relationship with, and you felt so hurt and offended, and you noticed they were all Olivia Rodrigo stans in their like Twitter bio? So you was like, no, what she got to tweet her out real quick. No, why are we not trolling this one though? Huh? Guys, internet, do your thing, you know. And that's probably like what happened. That is how the world works. But yeah, I don't even listen to Olivia Rodrigo's music, but look, it's true. It's weird, man. It's weird. Like, and it's like a bunch of like, Twitter's just full of a bunch of people essentially sitting around tweeting. You can't not be sitting around tweeting to tweet. And yes, you might still have a successful job and tweeting, but by the nature of it, it feels like for the most part it's people probably sitting around in their bedroom tweeting. But yet we're like, nah, can we please talk about the fall off of honestly, I would take the fall off of Olivia Rodrigo. She's like a multi-millionaire, had number ones already, far more success, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, I was watching Accrington Stanley versus Leeds yesterday, football match. I know why. And Leeds are winning 3-0, and it's getting fairly late in the game. Accrington Stanley make like 5 subs. They bring on this 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid at centre back, 18-year-old was up front, right? And for Accrington Stanley, this is like a huge game. Like, when a lower league team through the FA Cup, this gets to happen, a lower league team gets to play like a big team. Whether they win or lose, it's like massive for them, because the money they get for it is huge for their club, because it's a level where it can really impact them and the stadium and whatever it is. And 2, it's like a lot of these players are playing in like League 1, League 2, thinking they're never going to get the chance to ever be at the top of the game. And now they've got like the superstars, and they're fanboying just as much as we would if we got to play against like Premier League current players or whatever. So it's like, this is kind of like cool in the moment. And the 18-year-old striker manages to score a goal to make it 3-1. And then like the commentator was like, whether they go on to win this game now, get anything out of it, whether this kid manages to get scouted by a certain team and get to play up a couple leagues, or whether like he gets injured and never plays again, whether he didn't even score a goal, it'd just be a story. Like, whether he just put in a crunching tackle on a player, it'd be a story that would live with him forever. Like, oh, this is my claim to fame, this is my glory moment, this is one of the best days of my life, when I used to play football, when I got to play against Leeds or whatever, where I got to do, and I tackled Harry Kane, or I managed to get a goal, and that was my thing, and now I do this, but that was still a fun memory, right? Even that is like, whoa, that's so sick. But yeah, having a massive career, like big, multiple top 10 charts and stuff, number ones, and probably I think she's won Brits and like Grammys maybe, and this other stuff. Has she got a Grammy yet? Grammy nominated probably. But like, to fall off is the most embarrassing thing to happen to you. Like, you may as well have stayed, like you may as well have achieved nothing in life, right? But always achieve nothing in life. And then one day you get a promotion. Well, I'm on the up. Hang on. Whoa. I've been working this this minimum wage job for years and just got a promotion. So I'm just like a straight line and not a little bump. I've gone up. Olivia Rodrigo, yeah, okay, Grammys, she's soaring. But what's she done in the last 6 months? Because in the last 6 months, I got a promotion. And she has not got a single number one. So I would say she's on the decline. So if we want to compare our lines, I would say I'm doing better in life. Now I make the argument, trying to make fun of that argument. It does actually kind of make sense, though. Because if you love working at Greg's, or what's a shop that's everywhere? If you love working at just a general retail store, I can't think of a shop that's McDonald's, and you get a promotion in there, then yeah, I guess relatively speaking, you are doing well in your career field. So I guess it's a good point. But just stick with me what I was trying to tell in the first point. You know what I mean? It's like these people just shooting shots. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's like, what's up, man? There I talked about how I keep laughing like a like an awkward laugh, but it's not like a roll. It's not like I'm genuinely laughing, and I wish I could. Like I listen to some people's solo stuff when they just do this. And they manage to just say things and then they make themselves laugh. I can't imagine sitting in a room and just being like saying something and I find it that funny that I'm like, that is ridiculous. What? Oh my god, what have I done? You know what I mean? But boy, oh boy, it seems like the life. The one thing I found very funny yesterday. There's a man, Steve Bock. Is it Steve Bock? I think even his name, Steve Bock, it's like there's some people, and I use this analogy, I don't even know if it's an analogy, this example a lot, but it feels like they're like a written character. Steve Bock. It's just like the name's perfect, his look is perfect, his haircut is perfect, and he's basically, it's a very niche to English thing, but he's like a Ricky Gervais character, like he's been written by Ricky Gervais, you know. And he's like, it's like, is he putting on an act? Is it just his personality? And he makes football chants for the team he supports, Liverpool. And if you don't know about football chants in English, I've got some examples. But by the melodies, a lot of them go by, because in sports around the world, right, a lot of teams, they'll be like, let's go this team, let's go. Or they'll be like, come on this team, come on that team, come on this team. Obviously replace the word this team, that team with the team's name. And it'll be like, just very like, you know, we hear American chants, they follow like this like little vibe pattern in the same way that protesters do, like like that type of stuff, right? And in football you do get chants like that as well sometimes, like Chelsea, like everyone memes Chelsea because they just say Chelsea. That's like one of their main chants. But also we have a lot of chants that like either follow these little melodies, like little songs that people will sing out that they just make up. Like let me think of one for Chelsea. I'm going to expose myself now. I should know these. What's the one? Like, carefree, wherever you may be. We are the famous CFC and we don't give a fuck. Whoever you may be, because we are the famous CFC. Carefree. I don't know what that tune is taken from. But, like, music and football, at least in this country, is, like, joined in a really weird way. Like, at the beginning of Chelsea games, we play the Liquidator, which is, like, this reggae, like, steel drum, like, little... Like, I can't do a good steel drum impression. Sue me. But like it's like it's some Rastafarian fucking music thing. It's a team in West London. You know what I mean? It's not exactly anyway. And then sometimes they'll take like songs, like pop culture songs, because it works well with a player's name, and they'll make a chant out of it. So like player called Onana. Oh no, that's his name. Oh no, that's his name. But obviously that's how they sing it because they're all football fans with big beer bellies. Oh no, that's his name. Oh no. And this guy basically is going off that, trying to take popular songs and then make them for his player. And and it's like, I don't know if he genuinely thinks fans are going to get a hold of it and actually start to chant these games. But my God, I was just watching him yesterday, just laughing. Like, if I genuinely, I know for a fact that if I played him up right now, it's one of those things. I would never show this to people. This doesn't feel like I'm showing it to people because there's no one else technically in here with me right now. At least I hope not in this dimension anyway. But because I know there's like a 90% chance no one else finds it funny, and it's just one of those awkward things. So like, yeah. Yes, and you know, it's just awkward. I hate when people try to show me memes and stuff, and it's just like, fuck. But God, I find it hilarious. What was the one? So they got a player called Nunez. How does Nunez's one go? Oh, Darwin Nunez came from Benfica to the Big Reds. It's like, and he sings it like that. Like he's on stage at an X Factor audition. He doesn't even sing it as like a fan would. He sings it like still in like a pop way. But and he's got like tattoos, but he's like, it's just like the funniest thing I've ever heard. And like the reason I feel like it has to be a character, like the way he speaks. I can't remember what he said, but it was so fucking funny. Oh, he was like I can't remember, so I was just making up, this is how I got into it, I was like making up songs, and like, I can't remember what lockdown it was, I think it was lockdown 3, Return of the Lockdowns, you know, and he sounded in that moment, he sounded exactly like a Ricky Gervais character, the way he said it, he was like, oh, when was it, he was making a song, like, he sounds like he's reading a script, kind of, like, being a character, I was making, was it lockdown 3, or Return of the Lockdowns, and it felt like, oh, must be a character, the way he said it, but then one of the songs he made, because he does them to like different popular things. He did one for Brighton. It's when it's like, actually I can't remember how that one goes. But like so for like one by like this song, that song, popular, whatever. But then he did one, right? By the way, blokish guy living in Liverpool or supports Liverpool. Picking like very popular, everyone knows songs. Doesn't look like a particular genre style of music fan, right? Did one to Lil Yachty Poland. You must know you're memeing now because he plays it perfectly, straight face. Like, how did it even go? Again, it was Steve Nunez and Haaland and Nunez. How did it go? It went like, oh, don't compare Haaland to Nunez. Don't compare Haaland. I just said I could have made myself laugh, and here we are. Oh my god, like, because it's just the idea of like big burly, probably mostly racist football fans in the stadium, just being like chanting that. Because as funny as the first one is, like, Darwin Nunez, he came from Benfica. I can still imagine in a football-y way and voice, people trying that a little bit still. There is no chance on earth the cop at Liverpool, right, is chanting a song for Nunez to the sound of Poland by Lil Yachty. Don't compare Haaland to Nunez. It's just this the place of Liverpool and the people of it and Lil Yachty couldn't be further apart. Speaking about Lil Yachty, he's got an album out right now, and I am very excited to listen to that. Have you listened to any of Lil Yachty's other albums? Not really. I tried to listen to Lil Boat recently, because like, I had the biggest feud on Lil Yachty. Like, I like to speak passionately about things that don't matter and have strong opinions on things. But like, if you don't know me, it's like, oh, why do you even give a fuck? Why do you even fucking care? Like, why you gonna be so fucking opinionated about this thing? It doesn't fucking matter. I don't know why they sound like Brian, whoever, like Stewie Griffin. But you know, but really, it's just for a bit of fun. It's funny, like, to care about things. Well, not funny, but it's like, it's just enjoyable. So like, because like sometimes it's like, if you don't care, what's the point then? You know, sometimes you've not got much going on, and it's like, let's care more about this unimportant thing than we should, just for something to talk about, just for a bit of dialogue, just for a bit of fun, a bit of whatever. But like, so I'll be talking about like, oh, I don't get why people like Lil Yachty. I don't think it's even that good, and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be talking about it as if like all I hear is Lil Yachty songs and it ruins my life and whatever. And at the end of the argument, I'll be like, oh, you know what? It doesn't really matter. I don't even really care. I was just simply saying that. I guess I don't listen to him, but I don't really care. But then within like the last month, that's why I take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Within the last month, I just completely U-turn. I'm like, I feel like Lil Yachty is God. And more just because I found out that he's like this creative everything, everywhere, all at once, man. Right? Fingers in all the pies. Don't like that phrase. Makes me think about fingers in pies. Like Prince Charles's fingers. Imagine that. If you don't know, they're very round and sausage-like. But he has it's a condition, so we shouldn't laugh. Although a lot of people do, and I have in the past. And to current day, let's just be honest. Anyway, Wait, what am I doing? Just doing weird. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Yeah, like he's behind like a lot of different artists. He's worked on a bunch of artists like albums, producing it, just vocally being on it, like basically just ad libbing on it, like picking, like he picked the cover art for on which one was it? Honestly, never. No, it wasn't that one. The Drake album with 21. Can you do some for me? 21. No, let's not do that right now. But yeah, that, and it's just like he's just this smart, creative guy, and I don't like the word genius being chucked around. This is one of my opinions that are like this doesn't matter, but I do it. People just calling people geniuses for nothing. I don't like Jake Paul. I don't like him, but he is a fucking genius when you look at it. Like what he's fucking done, like the way he's got everyone on strings, he's a fucking genius. Like I don't like this. I don't like Andrew Tate, but he's a fucking genius, isn't he? Like, you might think Piers Morgan's annoying, but how he gets everyone speaking about him, he's a fucking genius. And it's like, there's nothing genius about being annoying as fuck, right? And problematic, and then getting people to talk about you because there's no such, like, it's not rocket science to be like, oh, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Oh, okay, if it's not genius, why don't you do it then? I don't know, maybe because I don't want the whole world to hate me just for some money. You know what I mean? That's the reason most people don't do it. Like, it's not that, oh, if it's so easy, why don't you do it then? It's not a matter of I couldn't, and also no one would give a fuck. He's also in a privileged position where he already happens to be basically famous, to then go off and on this rambling tangent that he has done now. Like, where Jake Paul is mainly to do with luck. Yeah, he got kind of big on like some little platform, Vine, and then took it to YouTube. But in the sense that he's now a megastar, that's because like KSI called him out. This is because like he had his brother who also brought him up when his brother was going up. This is because he's just decided to play a villain. And it's like once you already get to that level, to then take yourself to the next by playing this like villain and being some guy like Andrew Tate, all these people everyone doesn't like, Katie Hopkins. It's like, they're not geniuses just because they know, oh, let me say something outrageous and everyone's going to talk about it. But there's no such thing as bad publicity or whatever, which, by the way, is just bullshit. It's like, to what extent, to what definition? Because in a certain definition, yes, I guess technically no, there's no such thing as bad publicity. More people will know you. If you're locked up in prison, does it matter if more people know you? So in that case, I would say more people know you. So yes, there is no such thing in terms of publicity alone. But for what publicity is for, to get richer, to be more out there, to get more opportunities, well then there is such thing as bad publicity because people know you, but the effects of people knowing you can't be used now because you're fucked up and you're in prison. You know what I'm trying to say? So anyway, this is a whole big tangent that I'm going on about Jake Paul and like no such thing as bad press, right? But overusing the word genius. Like I had an argument about someone because I was calling Drake? What's his name? Drake. What's that guy's name? You know, Baggy, fucking hell, what's his name? You know, the little guy who like sold the fake games consoles and had that bunch of songs back in the day and used to wear the crazy baggy clothes and like, Drake. That guy, I can't remember. Damn it, fucking hell. But yeah, very famous guy, him. He is a genius though. Like the way he gets everyone talking about him, he sells his stuff, you can't deny it. And it's like, oh my god, you can do anything and be a genius. Just get called a genius. Like, does the word mean anything? But I'm not going to say like, he's a genius, but like he is kind of a genius, like creative genius, like in the way I like more at least, because it just feels like he's not having to resort to the, let me get myself in controversy basically. Oh, I'm a genius because everyone's talking about me. Whoop-de-doo-dah. But like, he's just like, his cover art and the way people are talking about it and the way he does all his cover art. And I know what you could say, oh, just do something bad and people will talk about it. Like, black square, emojis, Drake for his thing, AI cover art, close-up image of girl with grills, whatever. But I don't know. I just see like I saw these cover art pages talking about the cover art being like, oh, it's so shit. How can such a creative guy resort to like AI cover art and like someone like he talks about the creative process so much, but it's too cheap to get some cover art artists. And then they posted like a bunch of what they think the cover art should have been made by like different artists, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like some people learn to use Photoshop, right? And then they just like make what essentially looks like so many other pieces of cover art. And it looks nice and it was technically hard to make and it looks good. But like, I don't know. I just think you're missing the mark a bit. Like, you got to understand where they are in their career and that. Like, look at all of Lil Yachty's posts, like other album covers are. Yeah, it's like cool little Photoshop stuff of him like in a boat on the ocean with nice lighting and it's all been done nice and looks clean. but art is art, and it's like they just look at it too much like, oh, it's got to be this thing made in this application that looks like this. It's just like, and they never like art, which is like something which you don't know at first, but then has a meaning behind it, or like speaks of the time we're in right now, and is like very of the moment, or like, and that's what art is. Realistically, it could just be an image or a picture or whatever, and it just speaks of the moment you're in, or like whatever, or just like how you think it will be received, and it gets received in that exact same way, and the image represents that type of thing. I was like, Lil Yachty, I really hope I like the album. Everyone said it was good, and I don't listen to many music people because I'm just like, I don't, what's the word? I guess I'm just too, I'm a fussy eater. I'm fussy with anything that goes into the body. I suppose food, I guess drink. I only like the class A drugs. That B or C, not of a high enough level for me. And music, I guess, like going through the years, it's like I'm just too picky, and it's like I need more, because like you just end up listening to the same shit again and again. We are over 30. It's the first time we've ever done this, but that was just some stuff. There was even this. Oh, I wanted to mention that as well, but we can save it for a future one. Anyway, the quote: "In this life, it's not what you hope for, it's not what you deserve, it's what you take, bitch." No, that wasn't Thanos. That's not also a quote from Thanos. I think it would say that in Marvel. Although Peter Quill does in Guardians. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy, bitch. Oh, that's right. I'm a nerd. I'm such a nerd loser. Well, I watch Marvel films. The most popular films in the world. It was Tom Cruise. Wow, very white man of you, Tom Cruise. I take what I deserve. That's just a little joke for my political people out there. Ha! That was just a little political joke for my political parties out there. Ha ha. I'm going. Okay, but we're going past the Fred show now. We're going a little bit loopy. This was, what was this? 38, which then means tomorrow will be 39. On to this.
With the kids, and I've got 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. Like,